If you're addicted to smoking, you're addicted to drinking, you're addicted to that thing, you're addicted to corn and masturbation, you're addicted to maladaptive daydreaming, this video is for you. And in a few seconds, I'd want you to rotate your phone. 1, 2, 3. I've gotten this question a couple of times because I was able to get out of smoking. And there's a video I said I had smoked for 4 years. But on my life, I counted and I had smoked for 6 years. When I say smoke, I used to smoke cigarettes. That was the constant addiction in my life. And I was able to quit it through this thing called identity shifting. On your screens right now, you guys are seeing a piece of paper that I have written my blueprint of how I quit smoking. And I'd want us to go through it so that you can understand how I was able to change it without, withdrawing, counting days. It just happened abruptly. So what is identity shifting? Identity shifting is creating another persona by ignoring the reality of your life. And for you to create change or behavior change, you have to combine 4 things. That is your identity, the vision, a belief, and alignment. And we will start with identity. What is identity in this case? The version of you that does not use that substance. And you first have to create that person in you, in your mind. Remember, addiction is a disease of the brain. And the only way that you can reverse the disease of the brain is by using your mind. There's a difference between the brain and the mind. The mind is where your thoughts are, where you visualize things, where you are able to control your emotions. That is the mind. Whereas the brain is the physical organ that, helps you process anything in your body, basically. So you create an identity in your mind that is not the same with your physicality, or rather your reality. And what is that? This is now creating an identity of someone who does not have, or who does not have the addiction that you have in real life. And that is, how does that person live? How do they look like? How do they handle their stress? Where do they hang out? Who are their friends? So for example, if you're a smoker and you want to quit smoking, you have to create an identity of yourself minus the substance, and that can only happen in your mind, because in reality there's already presence of that substance, but in your mind you have the power to create yourself without it. So think of where does the person who does not smoke live? Because maybe addiction has been bred by your environment. So in your mind, the person who does not use that substance, where do they live? How do they look like? Do they have more weight than your reality self right now? Are they more tinier? Are their eyes more clear? Is their skin more clear? What do they wear? Where do they hang out? If you're a drinker, do you hang out? Of course, reality is you're in clubs a lot. So if the identity without the substance, where does that identity hang out? Maybe it's in golf courses, maybe it's in horse, stables, maybe it's in road trips, it's in hiking, that is where they hang out. Who are their friends? They hang out with non-drinkers or non-smokers, or none the substance you use. Who are they? Are they church people? Are they people who risk their lives on mountains? Are they people who you meet with on Fridays for networking? Are they people who can come to your home without that substance and you guys sit for hours and talk? That is identity. Once you identify with that person, smoking, drinking, masturbation, sniffing begins to lose its identity role, because substance is more connected to your identity more than it's connected to anything. So you can only change it by creating another identity ili ipigilie hii juu. So once your mind starts identifying with the identity you've created in your mind, the identity in reality starts losing its control over you. So once you've done that, you now create a vision in your mind once again. So that is now a routine. Create a routine for this person you have already identified, right? So what does he do or what does she do when she wakes up on a Monday morning? She wakes up, she prays instead of smoking or instead of pigaing that shot. Anaamka, anaenda for a 10-kilometer run, anarudi, anatengeneza breakfast yake clean, anakaa chini, anapigia familia yake, anawajulia hali, anatoka hapo, anaenda kazini, anawork hard, akifika break yake ya lunch, instead ya kuenda kuvuta fegi ama kuenda kujaribu kutumia hiyo kitu, labda ataenda mahali akae afanye meditation. Anza kufikiria routine ya huyo mtu na venye unaweza taka aishi. So we have said visualize a morning routine, visualize a family life. For example, if you're a family man na umekaziwa sana na pombe, zile times unakunywanga pombe, envision ukipeleka watoto wako swimo, envision ukipeleka bibi yako out bila hiyo substance. Muenvision venye mnakaa kwa nyumba, mnaongea na uko sober na unaelewa Kenya anasema, una understand logic. Umesha create routine ya identity yako. Pia visualize that organ that is intertwined with your addiction, that organ that inaharibiwa na your addiction. Labda ni liver yako, anza kufikiria venye uko na liver healthy, venye hata anza kufikiria liver yangu nimekula sana juu mwili yangu iko fiti na iko na tumafuta kidogo, lazima ni reduce kukula nini, nifanye gym so that my liver is healthy. Why are you doing this? Because in reality, you know that your liver is sick. In reality, you know that your lungs are sick. In reality, you know that your nostrils are messed because of the sniffing. Is it sniffing or? Yes, I guess. So start thinking of yourself, how you'd be with, a good healthy set of lungs, a good healthy liver, good healthy nostrils. Once you envision that, you beat up the reality of it not being okay. You also visualize the peace that comes with sobriety. You visualize the confidence that you get. Ebu imagine yourself when you're asked, what are your vices? And you're like, I don't have any. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't masturbate, I do not daydream, all those things. Start saying to yourself, I don't do things like those. It's never been part of me. Once you start putting, feelings and emotions to that identity you've already created in your mind, it becomes easy. Belief is the third one. Belief is you agreeing with the version that is already free until your body obeys. And the free version of you is a version you've created from the identity, and then you've given it a vision, which is its routine. So now you're just agreeing, that is the right person. And belief goes hand in hand with manifestation, because manifestation is agreeing with the version of yourself that you desire, not the version in reality. You understand? And then once you have believed, now you're at a point of aligning yourself with everything that you have created, from the identity to your vision to your belief. So with alignment, you keep seeing your life without the addiction, right? And this programs your mind until it becomes more real than the habit. Now you have already aligned. And alignment is the final level to you living the life you have chosen in your mind, and that changes in reality instantly. This is what you need to do for all these things to work. You need to surrender. You need to stop going cold turkey. It is not sustainable. You need to stop shaming yourself. You need to stop allowing the guilt to consume you, and you need to stop counting days. All right? Another thing that you need to do, or rather the rules of identity shifting, do not put timelines on this process, all right? Do not say you're gonna create an identity for 2 days and then a vision for 1 day and then a belief. It is a system, it has protocol, so don't put timelines. Be the main character in your vision. When you're thinking even of the people around you that have been affected by that addiction, put yourself in the center of now it is how you treat them, not how they treat you. Stop manifesting how they treat you once the sobriety hits. Stop manifesting how your wife is gonna love you more. Manifest you loving her more, because you no longer have a stronghold. You understand? And the last one, do it intentionally. This does not come naturally, okay? You have to do this intentionally and knowingly. I wish you the best. Guys, as I keep speaking and teaching and working with you guys towards freedom and liberation, I'm trying to create a learning space for all of us, and I am trying to raise funds to purchase things like a whiteboard, a phone stand, lights for my videos, and all these things so that I can create that space. If my content has helped you in any way, shape, or form, any amount will be really appreciated. Thank you very much for helping me continue this journey. I don't take it for granted.